guys, what's going on? It's Gunnar here. Welcome back to the channel. You know, it's the end of June. We're starting to get into July. A lot of these bachelor groups are starting to hit those bean fields, those alfalfa fields. They're getting visible at evening time, right? So one of the main things that I love to do in the summer months is I like driving around. I like driving around and I like looking for bachelor groups. Not necessarily just random bachelor groups. I'm looking to target a lot of the land that I hunt. The deer that I'm looking to identify, I'm trying to find those deer that I know have made it through and that I could potentially be targeting here this fall. So it's kind of a simple video coming at you here when it comes to strategy or what you should be doing right now, but it's easily overlooked because one of the main things that I'm looking for when it comes to driving around and scouting out these bachelor groups is, what are they hitting right now? What's a highly attractive food source in the summer months? Where are they coming from? What land are they on? It's going to reveal a lot of the secrets and a lot of the ways big bucks move throughout the year. So like in past videos, I've talked about understanding why, asking yourself why when it comes to deer doing specific things. This is another time of the year that I really love doing that. Not necessarily just because I like looking at big deer and big horns or getting cool pictures or videos for you guys on here, but I like to understand why deer are doing specific things. I like to learn different deer's habits and rituals. Now, scouting in the evening time and finding these bachelor groups can tell you a lot about pinch points or funnels or wind direction when it comes to bedding. Good timber versus bad timber in the summer months. Over mature timber versus very low, dense, thick cover. Hey guys, what's going on? I just wanted to pop in here real quick and talk to you about a pretty cool event that I'm going to be attending here on July 15th. Now, Acres USA is putting on an on-farm intensive in Viroqua, Wisconsin, just right next door, talking about water management, water retention, cover cropping, and biological farming. Guys like Gary Zimmer and Mark Shepard are going to be speaking. And if you don't know who Gary is the founder of Midwestern Bioag, and he's also the godfather when it comes to cover cropping in the agricultural industry. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm talking about agriculture or farming, because I'm not a farmer, right? I'm a hunter and I'm a food plotter. But at the end of the day, a lot of the same concepts apply to both and overlap. On a much smaller scale, of course, with the food plots, but I've been personally starting to implement some of Gary's techniques and strategies when it comes to layering rye, using it as a weed-suppressing cover crop in the springtime, retaining a lot of those spring rains and the moisture, and then using it for erosion control as well. So we're going to be talking about a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to be there, 9 to 4, Viroqua, Wisconsin. I'll see you there. We'll talk shop. Alfalfa versus beans, corn. Different varieties of food sources, what deer are targeting at specific times of the year, and what type of cover or bedding these deer are using during that type of the year. So one of the things that I've come to understand is I can get a lot of valuable information when it comes to specific deer that I'm targeting in a fall time just by watching them in the summer months. I can figure out what areas they feel comfortable traveling in. Travel corridors can narrow down a lot of things for you. If you consistently see a buck coming out in this alfalfa field out of this one back corner, you can understand that, okay, if he is coming to that alfalfa field in the fall time, in early fall, just as season opens, maybe he's still on that pattern, that's probably the corner he's going to be coming out. And then you can pay attention to the wind direction on top of that, because big bucks always do things for a reason. Maybe he's got that wind quartering. Maybe it's straight in his face. I'm guessing it's probably not to his back though. So pay attention to those things, understand the technical side of things, why big deer do specific things, what they can tell you, and how it can help you when you go into early fall trying to catch that buck on a pattern still, or even the late season, because I see a lot of early season habits when it comes to deer and bachelor groups repeat late season. These bucks are past the rut, they're starting to focus on food again, and I'll even see them bachelor up again, traveling packs. 2 food source movements. And if you still got a tag late bow season, a lot of these things are going to start to repeat themselves. They're going to shift back into those July, August habits that they had on strictly food source movements. And if you can take note of that and understand why they're doing that, what wind direction, where they're potentially bedding, it can paint you a perfect picture in the late season to capitalize on a big deer that may have slipped by during the rut. But like I said, again, this isn't necessarily one of those videos that is teaching you something. It's just encouraging you to get out and check out some of these fields, these local fields, maybe the property that you hunt. Spend a night, spend a good cold front evening Maybe there's a weather system rolling through. Get out there just before that. Or maybe take a look at if it's been raining for a couple days, got a drop in temp, just cleared up, high pressure. Check out that field that evening, because I guarantee you there's gonna be a lot of deer hitting that food source if it is high quality, like say alfalfa or beans. But it can teach you a lot about the habits and the rituals, and especially about specific deer if you do happen to see them. I've got my eye on a few deer that I know are going to be good this year. Just trying to figure out if I'm going to be targeting them. I got one in particular that I've seen that I know is 6 years old. I'm just hoping that he blows up a little bit more, but I'm trying to learn him a little bit more. He's still throwing me for a curveball when it comes to the understanding his movements, his patterns, wind direction, bedding, things like this. So that's what I'm using this time for. I'm strategically taking note of wind direction, where he's at on a cold front, what food source he's hitting this time of the year, because that will repeat late season or whenever that food source is highly attractive. Bean fields, like I said, are holding attraction a lot longer than, say, a cornfield. Alfalfa or hay or clover, that'll start to come back around in those late season months when the deer are starting to scavenge a little bit. Corn can potentially be high quality in those late season months when there's not a lot of food source options left. So pay attention to these things. Jump in the truck, grab a buddy, grab the family, get out there, spot some bachelor groups, see a few big bucks, and it might just be your target buck for this fall.